great to see Tel play midweek against Slava Prague in the Champions League and coming back into the Champions League squad. Um, but it's reporting again this morning that he's unhappy at the football club. Hi everybody, Gary Ward at Project Spurs. As I say, Mathys Tel, I think he's had a very stop-start time at Tottenham, as a lot of players do, really. Especially younger players. We don't generally develop very well. We seem to try and sign a lot of younger players, and the development there isn't always great. And Mathys Tel is probably another one that's fitting into that. I've reportedly 442 are saying that he is unhappy at the club and potentially wouldn't mind a loan move in January, being that Roma is interested. Roma is also interested in Joshua Zirkzee from Manchester United. So if they don't get him, perhaps they're going to go for Mathys Tel. I was happy to see him play, and I think he gets a good reaction and reception every time he comes on for Tottenham. When he starts as well, the team, the fans, sorry, are always very much behind him, and he just hasn't kicked on really, and hasn't shown as much promise to the potential that there is, and hasn't kicked on. But equally, he's not getting the chances regularly, and it's just it's got to be difficult coming in playing 5-10 minutes each game. I've said recently as well, actually, that the recruitment at the club is obviously poor. It has been for years. I think this goes back to Poch and maybe even further on than that. I like to use that as a reference point. The alignment isn't there, and we're going to sign. We bring him in on loan, which I think the loan was good for us. We needed that, but then we spend the 30, 40, 45 million to buy him, and then don't put him in our Champions League squad, and then don't really play him. So again, it's why have we spent this money on a player that was with us last season? We've got to try before you buy. So yeah, it's a difficult one. It seems that there'll be a lot of I hope there'll be a lot of movement in January. Players in and out. I'm not sure if I want Tel to be one of them that leaves, though. I still feel there's a lot of potential there, and I'd like to see that potential. However, if that blocks Mikey Moore's development, then it's Mathys Tel needs to move on. For me, Mikey Moore is the one that we need to focus on. Not only because he's homegrown and he's through our academy, but I think he's a very, very promising footballer. I think he's got a lot more about him currently that I'm seeing. So, yeah, interested to see what you think on the Mathys Tel situation. Nice to see him back in the Champions League squad as well, as I said.